Have you ever felt like you're running in circles, pushing forward but never really getting anywhere? Like someone is holding you back? You're not imagining it. Some of the people in your life right now are the reason you're stuck. Maybe it's the friend who always has an excuse, convincing you to stay where it's comfortable instead of striving for more. Maybe it's the family member who dismisses your dreams as unrealistic. Maybe it's the person who only calls when they need something, draining you of energy and leaving you too exhausted to chase your own goals. The truth is, not everyone who started this journey with you is meant to finish it, and yet we hold on. We justify their negativity, we tolerate their excuses, and we convince ourselves that loyalty means sacrificing our own growth. But let me ask you, what has that loyalty cost you? How much time, energy, and opportunity have you lost because you refuse to let go? Today, we're going to break that cycle. This isn't just about cutting people off, it's about reclaiming your power. It's about choosing yourself and refusing to be weighed down by relationships that do nothing but drain you. Let's talk about what happens when you finally release the dead weight and step into the future you deserve. Some of the people in your life right now are the reason you're stuck. That's a hard truth, but you need to hear it. You can have all the ambition, drive, and talent in the world, but if your environment is toxic, you'll never reach your full potential. Who in your life is filling your mind with doubt? Who always has something negative to say about your goals? Who constantly makes excuses and convinces you to do the same? The people you surround yourself with either lift you higher or pull you down. And if you've got even one person in your life who discourages you, manipulates you, or drains your energy, it's time to ask yourself a tough question. Are they worth the price of your future? This isn't about being cruel, it's about being real. You cannot afford to carry people who don't support you. If someone is holding you back, it's time to break free, because if you don't, you'll wake up years from now wondering why you never got where you wanted to go. Carrying dead weight will exhaust you before you ever reach your destination. Imagine trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of bricks. That's exactly what you're doing when you hold on to people who drain you, doubt you, or discourage you. The cost isn't just emotional, it's physical, mental, and even financial. Stress from toxic relationships affects your health. Constant negativity rewires your brain to expect failure, and wasted time with the wrong people means lost opportunities for growth, success, and happiness. Ask yourself, how much energy do you spend trying to please people who don't even support you? How many dreams have you put on hold because someone convinced you they weren't possible? How many times have you lowered your standards just to keep certain people in your life? The longer you carry what's weighing you down, the harder it becomes to move forward. You have a choice. Continue carrying the burden or drop it and run free. The question is, how much longer are you willing to pay the price? Let's get something straight. Cutting people off is not cruelty, it's survival. Choosing yourself does not make you selfish. Prioritizing your peace does not make you heartless. Walking away from negativity does not make you disloyal. You have one life, one shot to become everything you were meant to be. And if you spend that life catering to people who refuse to grow, you're not helping them, you're just hurting yourself. Would you rather disappoint others or disappoint yourself? Because the reality is, you can't please everyone and still become who you're meant to be. You can't carry toxic relationships and expect to thrive. If someone isn't adding to your life, they're subtracting from it. It's time to make a decision. Do you want to be comfortable, surrounded by the familiar, or do you want to be free, surrounded by people who push you forward instead of holding you back? The choice is yours, but know this, your future depends on it. Imagine waking up every day surrounded by people who push you to be better, not drain you. Imagine what it feels like to be free from guilt, manipulation, and toxic energy. Imagine stepping into a life where every conversation lifts you higher, where every connection fuels your ambition, where every person in your life believes in you just as much as you believe in yourself. That's what happens when you let go of the wrong people. You create space for the right ones. You reclaim your energy, your peace, and your future. The moment you stop entertaining the people who drain you, you start attracting the people who empower you. The moment you stop settling for negativity, you start living in possibility. And the moment you release what no longer serves you, you make room for everything that does. This is your wake-up call. The life you want is waiting for you, but first you have to let go of what's holding you back, because you cannot build a future while clinging to a past that's trying to break you. It's time to release, reset, and rise. Are you ready? How many of your struggles are actually because of the people around you? You might think you're stuck because of your own limitations, but the truth is, you could be shackled by the invisible chains of toxic relationships. These chains are not always visible to the naked eye, but they're always there, subtly holding you back, limiting your potential, and controlling your mindset. Toxic people don't just affect your mood, they shape the way you think, the way you act, and even the way you see yourself. Their negativity becomes your noise, their doubt becomes your doubt, and their fear becomes your fear. And before you know it, you're not even trying anymore. You're just going through the motions, stuck in a loop of self-doubt and unfulfilled potential. Think about it. How many times have you made a decision because someone else told you it wasn't a good idea? How many dreams have you put on hold because someone in your life didn't believe in them? You may not realize it, but you've been letting other people's limitations define your own. If you want to break free, you need to start questioning everything. Is this person helping you become the best version of yourself? Or are they keeping you in a comfort zone that's slowly suffocating you? The choice is yours. You can either stay stuck or choose to take control. Success is contagious. You've heard that before, but let me tell you, failure is too. The people you spend the most time with influence every part of your life. Your mindset, your ambition, your habits, and even your success. And if you want to know why you're still not where you want to be, just take a good look at the people around you. Do the people in your circle encourage your dreams, or do they make you feel like you're chasing something unrealistic? Are they pushing you to reach higher, or are they comfortable with you staying exactly where you are? The most successful people in the world understand this. They protect their energy, they protect their mindset, and they protect the people they allow into their space. Why? Because they know that the people around them either lift them up or pull them down. There is no middle ground. So why aren't you doing the same? Why are you still letting people into your life who don't have the same ambition, drive, and vision for the future? Success isn't just about hard work. It's about aligning yourself with people who share your vision and push you to achieve it. If your circle isn't helping you grow, it's time to make some tough decisions. If you're the most successful person in the room, it's time to find a new room. Look at your circle. Who fits these descriptions? The dream killers. These are the people who mock ambition, who laugh at your goals, who tell you to be more realistic. They want you to stay small because they're too afraid to step out of their comfort zones. They'd rather see you settle than watch you succeed. The energy vampires. These people drain you. They're constantly negative, always taking but never giving. After spending time with them, you feel mentally and physically exhausted. They talk about their problems but never offer solutions. They leave you feeling empty instead of empowered. The excuse makers. These people spread laziness, procrastination, and negativity. They always have an excuse for why they can't do something, why they haven't made progress, or why they don't believe in success. Their mindset is rooted in, I can't, it's too hard, and it's not my fault. Now, take a long, hard look at the people around you. Who fits these categories? Who is dragging you down with their negativity, their lack of ambition, and their excuses? It's time to stop making excuses for them. You can't afford to let these toxic people hold you back any longer. You need to start taking responsibility for the energy you allow in your life, and if it's not positive, it has to go. Your network is like soil. If it's full of weeds, nothing great will ever grow. If you surround yourself with people who do nothing, you will become nothing. It's a harsh truth, but it's a truth you need to hear. We all know that the people we spend the most time with influence who we become, but do we really understand the weight of that influence? Do we fully grasp that the people we choose to keep around us are shaping our future? If your closest friends and family members are complacent, lazy, or negative, how do you expect to be different? You can't rise above the influence of the people you spend every day with. If you want to become more, you need to start surrounding yourself with people who demand more from themselves and from you. Think about it. How many successful people do you know who surround themselves with lazy, negative people? The answer is none. Success doesn't happen in isolation, but it certainly doesn't happen in a toxic environment either. You become who you surround yourself with. So if you're not where you want to be, it's time to take a hard look at the people around you. Are they pushing you forward, or are they pulling you down? Your success depends on the answer. If someone in your life checked even one of these boxes, why are they still there? The first red flag: they don't support your growth. True support isn't just about giving a pat on the back when things are going well. It's about celebrating your wins, encouraging you during setbacks, and challenging you to be better. If you're not feeling the push from the people around you, then it's time to start questioning why they're even in your circle. The second red flag: They drain your energy and peace. Every interaction leaves you exhausted mentally and emotionally. Instead of feeling empowered or motivated, you feel depleted. These people might not be malicious. They might not even know they're doing it, but the reality is that they're taking more from you than they're giving. And over time, this drain will have a serious impact on your ability to move forward. The third red flag, they repeat cycles of negativity and excuses. If you've heard the same excuses, complaints, and I can't stories for years, it's time to face the truth. They're not changing, and neither are you. The only thing that's moving is the calendar, and you're stuck in the same old patterns. It's easy to make excuses for people we care about, but your growth should never be dependent on someone else's willingness to change. If they're not helping you become better, they're holding you back. And you don't have time to waste on people who don't believe in you or your potential. Loyalty to the wrong people is betrayal to your future. That's the truth that no one wants to hear, but it's also the truth that will set you free. We often hold on to toxic relationships because of guilt, nostalgia, or fear of confrontation. You feel guilty for wanting more, for needing space, for choosing yourself. You remember the good times, the times when things were different, and you convince yourself that cutting ties means you're turning your back on someone who was once important. But here's the thing, staying in toxic relationships doesn't make you a good person, it makes you stuck. If someone has outgrown their place in your life, it's not disloyal to let them go. It's necessary for your growth. You might also fear the confrontation. You don't want to have the hard conversation. You don't want to be seen as the bad guy. But the truth is, avoiding this confrontation is costing you far more than a difficult conversation ever could. The longer you stay stuck in these toxic relationships, the harder it becomes to find peace. It's not the confrontation that's hard, it's the emotional weight of carrying dead weight that's draining your energy, your focus, and your future. Letting go isn't easy, but it's the only way forward. It's not about being cruel, it's about survival. You cannot keep pouring into relationships that only drain you. You have to prioritize your peace, your growth, and your future. You are not responsible for carrying dead weight just because you've known someone for years. You're not obligated to stay in relationships that hold you back just because of history or loyalty. Excuses are the chains that keep you stuck. Let's break them down. They'll change. They won't. People rarely change unless they want to. The truth is, you can't fix someone who isn't ready to fix themselves. And waiting around for someone to change will only leave you frustrated and stagnant. I owe them. You don't owe them anything. They might have helped you in the past, but that doesn't mean you owe them your future. Your loyalty should never come at the cost of your own growth. Remember, it's not about being ungrateful. It's about realizing that your future matters more than staying in a relationship that holds you back. I can fix them. You can't. You're not their therapist. You're not their savior. You are not responsible for their happiness or their healing. You can love someone, but you don't have to sacrifice your own well-being in the process. These excuses keep you chained to people who aren't good for you, and the longer you hold on, the more you're preventing yourself from becoming who you were meant to be. Letting go isn't just about ending a relationship. It's about setting yourself free. The first step to freedom is recognizing that you have the power to make the decision to cut the anchors that are holding you down. You can't move forward if you're still attached to the things and people that keep you stuck in place. Stop justifying toxic behavior. What you allow will continue. If you keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, if you keep tolerating behavior that drains you, it will never change. Your boundaries are your responsibility. If you don't set them, no one else will. Recognize that growth requires change. You can't level up with the same habits, the same people, the same mindset that has kept you stuck. You can't expect to change your life if you keep everything the same. Cutting ties with toxic people isn't just about getting rid of negativity, it's about making space for the growth, success, and peace you deserve. Give yourself permission to move forward. The right people will align with you when you make space for them, but first you have to let go of what's holding you back. Think about the last time someone in your life truly celebrated your success. If you're struggling to recall, that's your answer. Freedom doesn't come from staying comfortable, it comes from making the hard decisions. Let go of the anchors and make room for the life you're meant to lead. If your loyalty is costing you your future, it's time to rethink your priorities. Let's address something that stops so many people from taking the necessary step to cut toxic relationships. Guilt. Guilt is an incredibly powerful emotion, and it's often used as a tool to keep you stuck. But here's the truth. Guilt is not a reflection of your wrongdoing, it's a sign of conditioning. It's what happens when society or people around you convince you that loyalty means sacrificing your growth. When you choose yourself, You're not abandoning others, you're refusing to stay stagnant. The people who truly care about you will support your growth, not resent it. But when you hold on to relationships that drain you, you're not helping anyone, you're only hurting yourself, and in turn, you're limiting your ability to help others in the future. Choosing to let go of toxic people is a necessary act of self-care. It's about making room for better things, for growth, for transformation. You are not responsible for carrying others. And if someone is dragging you down, you have to make the hard choice. Staying loyal to someone who is preventing your progress is a betrayal to your future self. Think about it. Your success depends on the choices you make today. And if you keep making choices based on guilt or loyalty to the wrong people, you'll never get where you want to go. Cutting someone off doesn't have to be messy. In fact, there's a way to do it without regret or unnecessary emotional turmoil. Let's break it down into 4 simple steps. Step 1, accept that they will not change. The first step is accepting the truth. They will not change. Stop holding on to the hope that people who have consistently shown you who they are will suddenly become someone else. You're not their savior. You're not responsible for fixing them. Their behavior is a pattern, not a phase. Let them be who they are and let yourself move on. Step 2, detach emotionally before walking away. Before you distance yourself physically, you need to detach emotionally. This is key. If you leave without emotional separation, you're just running away from your feelings and you'll find yourself drawn back into that toxic cycle. Mentally prepare yourself to let go. Recognize that it's necessary for your well-being and begin to disconnect emotionally first. Step 3, set clear boundaries. No explanations needed. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Setting boundaries is about prioritizing your own well-being, and no one should expect you to justify that. Be firm, be clear, and stick to your decision. The right people will respect your boundaries and the wrong ones will try to push back, but this is your life and your peace matters more than any explanation. Step 4, redirect your energy toward new, powerful relationships. Think of your life as a house. You can't invite new guests in if the old ones are still taking up space. Once you cut the toxic people out, you'll create room for relationships that add value to your life. This is your chance to surround yourself with the right people, people who motivate, encourage, and challenge you to be your best. But we've known each other for years. History does not equal harmony. Just because you've known someone for a long time doesn't mean they're good for you. You may have shared memories, but those memories don't justify the pain and stagnation you're experiencing now. People change, and sometimes the people who were once close to you are no longer aligned with your growth. It's not easy, but it's necessary. I don't want to be alone. Being alone is better than being surrounded by the wrong people. Think about it. You can't grow when you're constantly being dragged down by others. The people who hold you back aren't offering you companionship, they're offering you stagnation. Being alone doesn't mean you're isolated. It means you're making room for the right people who will help you grow. They might change. Stop waiting for a version of them that doesn't exist. You can't change someone who isn't willing to change. If someone is continuously draining your energy or holding you back, the only change that's going to happen is your level of frustration. Let go of the hope that they'll suddenly become who you need them to be. Focus on your own growth instead. It's time to let go. No more waiting, no more second chances. Your life is too valuable to waste any more time on people who aren't moving in the same direction as you. Letting go of toxic people isn't just about removing negativity, it's about transformation. Once you make the choice to release what's holding you back, you unlock a new level of potential. First, you'll experience greater clarity and peace. No more mental chaos, no more draining interactions, no more wondering if today will be another toxic encounter. Your mind becomes clearer and your emotional energy becomes available for growth and success. You'll find more energy and motivation. When you're no longer weighed down by negativity, your motivation shifts into overdrive. The energy that was once wasted on trying to please people who didn't support you can now be redirected toward your own goals, passions, and dreams. Your productivity will skyrocket and you'll find the drive to push forward like never before. Most importantly, doors will open to the right people, the ones who are aligned with your vision, your values, and your ambitions. Once you let go of the dead weight, you make room for relationships that will elevate you. You'll start meeting people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to become better every day. The moment you release what doesn't serve you, everything that aligns with your vision will start to appear. Say this out loud. I refuse to let dead weight keep me from my destiny. You're not just cutting ties with people, you're opening the door to your new life. A life where you are free to grow, free to succeed, and free to live on your own terms. Imagine waking up every day surrounded only by people who inspire, challenge, and push you toward greatness. Picture yourself walking into every room with confidence, knowing the people by your side are there to see you succeed, not to drag you down. That's the life that awaits you when you finally let go of the toxic relationships that have been holding you back. Every decision you make about who you allow into your life shapes your future. The people you surround yourself with either fuel your growth or stunt it, and when you choose to let go of the dead weight, you're not just clearing out toxic relationships, you're making space for opportunities, for success, and for a future that is truly unlimited. You're no longer stuck in the cycle of negativity and disappointment. You're free. Free to pursue your dreams with clarity, energy, and purpose, and every step you take in that direction is another step toward the life you've always wanted. This is your chance. Your life is waiting for you, and it's time to step into it fully, because when you let go of the people who are holding you back, you open the door to everything that's waiting for you. The people in your life are either anchors or wings. Choose wisely. The relationships you maintain today will shape who you become tomorrow, and if you want to become the best version of yourself, you cannot afford to be weighed down by people who do not share your vision or values. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of loyalty and history, but loyalty to the wrong people is a form of self-betrayal. You are responsible for your own growth, and that means making the tough decisions. It's not about abandoning people. It's about choosing yourself and your future over the comfort of familiarity. So take a moment and reflect on your circle. Who in your life is pushing you to grow? Who is challenging you to be better? Who is helping you move toward your dreams? And who is holding you back? The answer to these questions will determine the direction your life takes. The people around you either lift you up or pull you down. You get to decide which direction you want to go. And you have the power to surround yourself with people who help you soar. The time to start is now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Every day you hesitate, you lose valuable time you'll never get back. Time is your most precious asset, and the longer you wait to make the changes you know you need to make, the more you're allowing the wrong people to take up space in your life. You've already recognized the problem. You've identified the toxic relationships that are holding you back. Now it's time to take action. Let go. Set the boundaries, cut the anchors, and make room for the people who will help you grow. If you want to live a life of success, peace, and fulfillment, you have to take ownership of your relationships. You have to stop waiting for things to change on their own. You have to be the one who makes the change. So take a deep breath, commit to yourself, make the hard choices. The time is now, and your future depends on what you do today. Cutting people off isn't about being ruthless. It's about refusing to settle for mediocrity. It's about choosing your future over your past, your peace over your stress, and your growth over your comfort zone. You don't owe anyone an apology for choosing your own well-being. Let me make this crystal clear. You are not responsible for carrying dead weight. You are not responsible for fixing people who refuse to change. And you are not responsible for staying in relationships that drain you. The only responsibility you have is to yourself. And it's time to choose yourself. Do what needs to be done and never apologize for it. Your future is waiting for you, and it's up to you to claim it. No more second chances, no more hesitation, no more guilt. Go. Do what needs to be done and never look back. Your future is too important to sacrifice for people who don't support your growth. Go forward with power, with clarity, and with conviction. You're ready, and the life you want is waiting for you.